And Richard Bestic joins us now live from London. Richard, let's paraphrase your namesake, Mr. Richard Branson, and he rather famously pointed out, what's the point of having expert scientific advisors producing this comprehensive review if the government is just going to completely ignore that and go ahead and ban Khat anyway?
Well, I think the point, Rama, is that they are advisors, they offer guidance. And in the case of Khat, there has been a very strong and organised lobbying by those inside the Somali community who believe that it should be banned. And it was the government acting under the pressure of that that made them resort to the idea of making it a Class C drug and illegal in Britain. However, there is an additional consideration. The British government argues that the great majority of the European Union states, including the Netherlands, which has a very liberal policy towards drugs, and the United States and Canada already outlaw Khat, and that there was a risk of Britain becoming a hub for the further exporting on of the stimulant, of the Khat, the herbal stimulant, from here onto those other countries, that it could become a route into Europe and a route into North America. And the Home Secretary, Theresa May, was very much acting on that, in addition to the health concerns that were raised largely by sectors within the Somali community.
Indeed, Julian Herpert, a Liberal Democrat MP, has also argued that this ban just creates a huge opportunity here for organised crime groups to step in and act as providers of Khat as well. What's the response to that argument from Her Majesty's government?
Well, I think you raise a very good point there, Rama. As you saw from that report that I filed, there is clearly a division of opinion within the Somali community itself. There are a number of people who depend on it for their livelihoods, those who import it, and you saw me back at the depot that I last visited a year ago. All the business has gone there. When I was there last, there were a considerable number of people working there. And then, of course, there's all those many scores of corner shops that make a substantial sum selling Khat on to individuals within the community. And so there is a division within the community as to whether it's a good idea to ban it. But in that building you can see behind me, the British Parliament, there is also a division of opinion. And it's not just the Liberal Democrats, part of Britain's ruling coalition government, but also a very senior member of the Labour opposition party, the chair of the Home Affairs Committee, also opposed to it, saying that actually this strikes at a part of the community in Britain that already feels sidelined, and in addition to that hits at a community that is already on the peripheries of the economy. In other words, the least well-off sector of society. So it's not blanket by any means. This is not a uniform approach. And the government has gone ahead with what it believes to be best, taking into account all those arguments. Whether you agree or not is a matter for the ballot box, I would venture.
Indeed, we'll have to leave it there for the time being. Thank you very much for that. That's CCTV's Richard Bestic there live in London.